You're watching the Rejected Gamers podcast.
Hello, viewers and someday listeners. I am Sam.
I am Ree.
We are the Rejected Gamers, and we're here for our second episode of Rambling. We talked last time about what we enjoyed last year in gaming, which was generally
Not much.
everything that wasn't from last year.
Very little. Yeah, nothing.
What we enjoyed most about last year in gaming was the games that were released from other years.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VIII, Last of Us remastered.
Yeah, the past 10 years is kind of what we cared more about.
So we figured,
A good game for you. A good year for games.
A good year. Well, last year wasn't, but this year looks like it is. So obviously, well, I say obviously, it's not obvious. Well, it would be, because if you clicked on this, you're going to see what the fucking title is. It's going to be obvious. This is what we're looking forward to this year in gaming. And I think it's only fair to start off with, I'm looking forward to the new Zero Punctuation reviews this year in game. Wait, no, that's not it.
I'll be good.
That would be good.
Hopefully,
it's always good.
he'll have a good year, but we'll see.
With some of the games coming out this year, he's going to hate on all of them. He's going to hate on all of them.
If he has a good year, it usually means we have a good year. So
to be fair, yeah. I mean, if you're a British guy who just hates on everything and it's gaming, you'll probably be good. But no, it's obviously the new gen of consoles. It's if you're going to talk about what you're looking forward to in gaming in 2020, unless you're hardcore PC master race fucking swastika on your forehead, it's got to be the new consoles, right?
Yeah, well,
of which we have two.
It's a big. It's always a big thing when
Actually,
a new
three.
console. What's the third? Oh,
Well, so you've got the PS5.
Yes.
You've got the Xbox Series X1S.
yeah.
And then you've got the Xbox X Series 180 X1S.
Have some respect.
Okay, so I'll bring. Obviously, I'm looking forward to the PS5 more because I'm a PlayStation guy.
Yeah.
You're the same.
It's gonna be better.
Well, I'm not gonna judge just yet, but I would like to think it is.
Yeah, I'll probably regret saying it.
But I feel like Xbox they're doing the same thing that they did with the last gen. They've come out with these ideas of their new
being
Xbox.
weird.
They're being weird, and they've
being
already
weird.
started backtracking again. Like, people have been kicking off about the name, being like, "It makes no sense. Is this a new generation? Is it an upgrade? What is it?"
Yeah. I don't know.
So they've already been backtracking again on what it is, and they've said, "What's it? The new games for the new generation of Xbox are also going to be on the old gen of Xbox, so that it's not no one's missing out." And I'm like, well, does that not defeat the purpose of having a new generation console? To me, it does a little bit. I see where they're coming from. It's like, oh, if you've got the new whatever it's going to be called Xbox, and there's a new game out, you get to play it on that. But if you don't have that and you've got the Xbox One, it still comes out now and you can play it. And I know they did similar with a lot of games, like came out cross-gen, like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty. And then you had things like Batman Arkham Knight that was only on the new gen. Because the old gen couldn't apparently handle the Batmobile.
Well, maybe.
Apparently, even the current gen couldn't apparently handle the Batmobile, from what I know.
Okay. Well, maybe it's just they want people to still buy the old consoles. They've got so fucking many that
They've made so many that no one's bought.
that they need to shift them still. So it makes sense. I don't think it'll work out that way, but it makes complete sense. But
No, that's a point I've not really thought about, to be fair. Yeah, maybe it's Xbox they've done well this last generation, but if you compare it to the PS4, they have done poorly. I think even the Switch has surpassed them now.
Oh, really?
They don't announce their Xbox are the only console guys now that do not announce how many they've sold. And a lot of people have been like,
it's embarrassing, probably. But
yeah, there was like one. I was looking at something, and it was like there was a month when the Switch came out, and like for about 3 months, the Xbox sold about 100 consoles in Japan over like a few months.
100.
Like it was within the hundreds. The number was.
Oh
in the
right,
hundreds.
okay, that's crazy. But
And this was only about a year or two after the console came out, and that is
that's
ridiculous.
insane, especially in that country
That
as well.
was I mean, Japan. Microsoft's been the like Microsoft has taken the Atari. You've had like Sega, Nintendo that used to be the
Yeah.
Japanese, and then you had maybe Atari or something along the side, the American company. You don't have those. You don't have Sega.
I just,
Sony
oh,
obviously
I don't mean crazy in the sense that the technology and stuff.
Oh,
Crazy
yeah,
in the
but-
sense of how many people there are.
yeah,
Like,
it's
even like you. Well, maybe not you, but gamers will buy a PS4, a Nintendo Switch, and an Xbox. You know, they don't
but
really.
in Japan it's like no.
They stay loyal
Oh,
to
we
their
got-
brand. But
Yeah, to it's like,
it's-
but I mean,
yeah,
Microsoft, especially with the Xbox 360, has always done well in the Western markets. Like they've done amazing. It's like they are Western, so of course they're going to get that Western support, and they get
White
some
people.
of the European support. White people love the white console.
Yeah.
It is the white
Gears of
console
War.
if you look at it.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why I don't own an Xbox. You look at my consoles there, it's like be a bit out of place to have me an Xbox.
Yeah.
I've been close to getting a one.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm.
But,
You know, no judgments from me. Nothing against them.
No, it's never. I've got obviously a PC that works well, and to be fair, it does look like it's an Xbox color.
Yeah.
It's not got the green, but it looks Xboxy.
Yeah.
And I've got Xbox Games Pass on it, so it's like
Yeah. You
I've got no need for an
Yeah, yeah.
Xbox right now. Only reason I want an Xbox is because of the 4K Blu-ray. And to be fair, I don't know if I can be bothered in replacing all my Blu-rays with 4K.
Yeah.
Blu-rays. So it's like
You've
Yeah.
just spent a year building Blu-rays.
I've been spending a lot getting all my Tarantino Blu-rays going. So but that's enough about Xbox. We have to talk about PS5,
PS5, the big one.
which I mean,
which
look
I'm
at
saving
it.
for now.
Are you actually going to
putting
get on
money-
launch?
I want it on launch.
I-
I need it on launch.
I was thinking I do want it on launch. Because obviously as a channel, I think it would be good if there is
Yeah.
PS5 exclusives.
Yeah, of course.
Be nice to be able to
just-
get it out there. I realised as well, not only the last console I got, funny enough, was also the only console I got. It
Yeah.
was the original first ever clamshell DS. I got that launch day.
Clamshell.
Yeah, as in the grey,
the
it was
silver one.
curved, the
Yeah,
silver
yeah.
grey
That-
one,
I
and it
had
was
that.
weird and curved.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got that release day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I managed to finish work early in the British Army of
Yeah.
all days.
Oh, nice.
I managed to drive down to town to, I think it was Game Station. I had it pre-ordered and picked
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
That's the last and the first and last console ever on
Release
launch
day.
day. So I feel like PS5, I have to. I'm not gonna save yet, but post summer.
No, I think
Because I reckon
need
there'll
to
be a
save
few
now.
months after summer. Post summer, I'll start saving then.
it'll be. Well, is there no official? Oh.
Okay, so it's quite lucky I've actually been researching a little bit of the
Yeah,
things that
there is. I thought it was
ever
November.
since we're starting to do our podcast. No, ramblings.
ramblings.
I've actually been paying attention to a bit of news sources because it's good to know. So to answer your question, I do have an answer. But again, these could all be clickbait articles and hearsay, and I don't like to ever believe in that. So don't take any of this with a pinch of salt. Rumors are the cost of building the PS5, the cost to manufacture,
Yes.
is about $450,
right.
which
Still-
means the price to sell could be more.
Wait, it will be more.
But they sold the PS3 at a loss. It cost more to manufacture the PS3 than they sold it.
Oh right. Well,
And that was an expensive console. So I feel that the idea is Sony are not going to say their price until Xbox do. Microsoft, once they come out with the Xbox price, then Sony will basically cut
Undercut.
it. I feel if the rumors
That's
are it's
silly,
going to cost this much to make the console, I think Sony, they're either going to sell it at the same price it will cost, which is a lot of money, or I think they might actually do it as a loss. Because people will buy it. If people are like, this console costs $450 to make, they're selling it at $400. The PS4 was $400.
that makes no sense. To me.
PS4 was $400 when it came out. It cost less to manufacture, but
I thought the
I
PS
think after this generation, with how well the PS4's done, Sony could maybe take a hit initially and sell the console at less than it costs to manufacture.
But then they can't.
Nintendo do it all the time.
They can't put the price up though.
Why would they?
They'll
The
be
cost
making
will
a
be
loss.
cheaper. They will make a loss, but people will buy them. And again, the attachment rate for games is where they will get the money. The gaming
true.
attachment rate.
Yeah.
You sell that console at loss of $50 a console,
You make
but
it back
people
in the
buy
game.
2 games with it.
Yeah. That's
You've
true.
not really lost, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I think. So people have been like on the negative, being like, "This is how much it's going to cost. It's going to cost that," and that's probably why these clickbait people
how much-
are being like,
yeah.
"It's going to flop."
How much would you pay?
I think 400
You'd
pounds. That is not dollars. In dollars, that would be like $450, $500.
No, like
Well,
$700.
PS4, no, PS4 when it came out was $400, £350.
PS4.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
it came out, $400, £350.
Yeah. PS3. It wasn't that like 600.
PS3 was a fucking second mortgage, mate. It took me a long time. I've still got. You don't have a PS3, do you? I've still got one, but
I've got one in my parents' house.
Storage,
Yeah.
but I reckon I could go up to £450.
$518 is what you're happy with.
Which is what, £400? £400?
£400, $518.
But you know it never translates like that.
No.
It never
no.
with gaming, and that's as a British person, does that not piss you off?
A little bit, but
People are like, "Oh,
it's-
this game is $60," and you're like, "Yeah, but we get it cheaper." Wait, £60? Fuck!
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
not saving.
No, it's the market. It's you know,
really annoying. I
it's,
I
you know,
can't stand
it's
it,
the
but
market.
it's
That's
the market.
everything.
We've got a smaller
That's
country,
clothes.
smaller people.
That's everything.
So it's
That's-
really annoying, though. It's
we
really
think-
fucking annoying.
We think we have things cheap, but we don't.
It's like
but, yeah.
sometimes you do if it's like food, drink, whatever. But
Yeah.
in terms of like technology and shit, it never translates.
No.
And it's even more annoying when it's digital.
So £400. Yeah, that's.
$450 at a push, I could probably go to.
I would.
If say there's a base version that's £400 with a terabyte hard drive, and there's one at $450 with a 2 terabyte hard drive, I'll go for the
50.
I'll
yeah,
go for
yeah.
that $450 one.
Yeah.
But one thing I am happy about it, and obviously we don't know much about either console, and the stuff that we do know, I don't have a note of, so I'm not going to talk about. But there is one thing I do know that seems guaranteed is the PSVR. Apparently, is going to be backwards compatible with it,
Which
so
is
you
good.
can use, which is good for me because I've spent money on the PSVR,
Yeah.
which I don't use.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that apparently it will work with, because it's something that Sony are going to be continuing with.
Well, you know how I feel about that, but I think VR is the way forward in gaming.
It is, and
absolutely. But
the VR headsets you've got Vive, you've got Oculus, you've got PSVR. Those are like the main three. I think Steam or someone else has come out with their
Steam
own.
have one.
I think Steam have one. I know they support the Vive a lot, but I think Steam has started to do one. Out of all of them, the PS4 is the best-selling VR headset.
Because it's the cheapest.
It's not only the cheapest headset, but it's also the cheapest install. A lot of people own PS4s.
Yeah.
To get a PS4 is only a couple of £100 or dollars.
Don't need a.
To get a PC to run a Vive or Oculus headset is probably thousands. Obviously, Gaz, our VI guy, he's got the Vive setup. So
Survive. I think Steam's VR is
is that what
Valve
you're checking out?
Index. I don't know.
It might be that. I've heard talk. I don't know whether it's out or whether they're getting it out, but I've heard talk of
Index.
Valve are
Yeah, I
doing
thought they
their
were
own
doing
kind of
because they're
VR
like,
thing as well.
I mean, they have to. They've
it'll make sense, but at the same time, when Vive seems to do well and they're doing well with VR games on that, unless Valve's idea is to make a headset that is cheaper than Vive and can maybe rival the PSVR in terms of price,
They're
that
doing
would
it-
make all the sense.
they're doing
that
it
would make a
for-
lot of sense. Alex, is it?
yeah.
By the way,
doing
if
it
you
for-
are into VR games and you're into Half-Life, but you can't play Half-Life Alex VR,
Because you don't have VR.
stay tuned to the channel because
Yeah.
our VR guy will be streaming it. Look,
Yeah.
he doesn't live with us, but luckily is a good friend. He does have Vive PC, and he streams obviously the VR for us. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. I don't get much use out of my PSVR, but it's nice to know that
You can.
I can.
At some point, yeah.
I mean, if I had more room, the room I have is not not great for that kind of stuff,
no,
which is
not
why
for
we've
VR.
only ever done one VR game.
Well, this is the
Not every VR game's a horror game, Ree.
this is the hiccup.
There's many more we can do.
This is the hiccup. This is the issue of VR as well. We're getting a bit off topic here, but my brother bought
Rambling a
the. What did you buy? What's it called? Not the Vive. Was it
Oculus?
not Oculus?
The Samsung
Maybe
thing
it is.
that you
Maybe
just
it is
plug
the
your phone
Vive.
in?
Maybe it is the Vive. I don't know. He spent £700 on VR, and my parents' house is quite big.
Okay.
He still doesn't have the room to play it. still,
So,
he still doesn't have the room.
If people who haven't watched Gaz's streams, you've been to Gaz's house.
yeah,
I've been to Gaz's house.
you need a room.
He has a whole
VR room, yeah.
room. That his bedroom is smaller than his VR room.
Yeah, you need.
It
a
is
VR room.
ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, it would have been the other way around for me. And he's bought his house. He used to rent. He's bought the house now, and I think he's now like he's been like, I'm streaming with you guys, doing the VR. I think he's now in like, I think he's thinking about like like turning it into a proper
Like a
gaming room, like
little
proper
studio
like
thing.
little studio VR thing. And I'm like, dude, crack on. And it's cool because he does the VR stream so you can see his VR stuff. He has two cams, one on his VR headset, so if you wanted to see where
What
he's looking
at, yeah.
without the VR screen, just where it's looking, he's got that. But it's also got the normal cam so you can see him around the room and his cat Fluffy occasionally.
Oh, yeah, Fluffy.
He's always like, I can hear Fluffy. Can you hear her on the stream? And we're like, no, you can just about see her. But yeah, we're on about new consoles, right?
Yeah. So
But
yes,
PS5, that's one thing.
Backwards VR,
And
big
there's-
step,
there's
big win
been
for me.
rumours about PS4 games being backwards, both physical and digital. And
Yeah.
I'm like, if PSVR is going to be backwards compatible hardware-wise, it would make sense if it's also PSVR games, the PS4 VR games, also backwards compatible. So why wouldn't the... So it does seem, from all intents and purposes, that PS5 is going to be fully, at least with PS4, backwards compatible. Which I'm kind of like, I have two PS4s. Do I want to keep those two PS4s and just get a PS5, or do I trade one in? I don't know yet. You know me, though.
Yeah, you keep it, I reckon.
I think I would at least keep one of them.
Yeah,
because it would be nice to record. I still have a lot of games.
like a piece, just
it's nice to have. Yeah. So I'll at least keep one of them. But even the DualShocks might be backwards compatible. You might have to buy a little add-on for it. Have you seen that? The little backwards button.
Yeah,
which, like, that's one thing. In America, that was like $40-$50, but in the UK, it's like 25 quid. It is almost like...
Okay, so that's weird.
That's one that kind of has gone to price.
Yeah.
But, so that's the consoles. There is rumours about a Switch Pro, which I might get if one comes out, and then give my girlfriend my Switch because she wants to borrow the Switch to play some games, and I'm like,
makes sense. My housemate
do I just
wants
get you want a Switch as well? Are you waiting for him to get the Pro and then get the Switch off him?
That'll make sense. Yeah, that'll work out nice.
If that works out,
but he wants a Switch Pro because he reckons he's going to burn out of his Switch.
I want the Switch Pro because The Witcher 3 does struggle a little bit on the Switch.
Still.
I've not given it as much time as I want to. I know he says I won't play it. I do actually want to play it. I really do.
Can't play a game that's slow.
It's not that. It's just work, man. Work's been killing me. You know it has. So to sit down and play that has been taking a bit of a hit. So let's get into the games for this year gaming. I don't think we've gone. I've put these down as a list of the order they're coming out. I think it's probably let's just go that way.
What, the order they're coming out?
The order of release.
Okay.
We'll talk about them.
Yeah.
The first one up is probably one more for me than
No
you.
favourites.
You've played a little bit on the channel, but you've never finished it, and I think we might have briefly touched on it in the last episode.
Yeah,
it's Doom Eternal, not to be confused with Doom Annihilation, which I keep on calling it. Do
calling
not check out Doom Annihilation.
Leave that alone.
Leave that alone. So Doom Eternal, the sequel to 2016's Doom, the reboot. Sequel of the Doom series.
Very
they didn't
fun.
call this Doom 2 because there already is a Doom 2, but Doom 2016 there was already a Doom. So. That's why they actually said that's why they called it Eternal. They were like, we just about got away with calling Doom 2016 Doom.
Yeah.
I don't think we could get away with calling this one Doom 2. It's Doom Eternal. It looks badass, man.
Yeah.
It does.
From what I've seen, but I haven't seen
it
too
looks
much.
brutal, it looks hard, it looks punishing, but it looks fucking fun.
Yeah, just looks more of the same,
Games
which is
should be fun.
yeah. That's...
Games should be fun, and it really does. It's it almost didn't make this list though. Do you know why?
Why?
Because originally it was supposed to come out on the 22nd of November.
19. So it would have been
supposed
on.
to come out last year.
It would have been on last year's. Last
we
month's.
didn't have. Oh yeah, it
Last
probably would have been
month's.
a games you liked last year or Doom. If I think I probably would have got it and definitely played that.
Yeah.
I think that would have been instead of replaying Final Fantasy VII at Christmas, I probably would have been playing Doom
Smashing
Annihilation.
Doom. Yeah.
No, Doom Eternal. Damn it.
Doom
Did the
Eternal.
Annihilation again. Fuck. I made a note. What did I say? Not confused with shit film Annihilation. It's a straight to film, straight to DVD. God, it probably
Trash
came out on
film.
VHS. It's not even a sequel to the Drayton Wack Johnson film. It's not even a
Dwayne.
sequel to that. It's like a new thing. And apparently it's terrible. Although I've actually heard some people say it's better than the original Doom film. Apparently it's closer to the actual Doom games. But yeah, fuck it. So yeah, Doom and the soundtrack, man. They've been releasing bits of the soundtrack, and
It's gonna be
it sounds
tasty.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's playing
That's
that
all.
game.
That's all they need to do is
Banging soundtrack.
Yeah.
Go around murdering demons.
yeah.
What
That's
more do you
it.
need?
That's all
A
you
fun
need.
Game.
Yeah.
It's Doom is reminding us that games can be fun.
I was gonna say more games could take a leaf out of that book is just do the same, but there's a game we're going to talk about later where they shouldn't do the same. But
Yeah, that's true. That's probably our ending point, which would be
Yeah.
good to ramble on about that one. But
Yeah.
we won't spoil that. Spoilers for later, but no spoilers. So from some zombie death violence to more zombie death violence, but in Doom, the demons
yeah,
they're trapped with you. In this next game,
you're trapped.
you're trapped with them. It is Resident Evil 3. Possibly the only game on this list that we're looking forward to that hasn't been delayed. Yet.
Yeah. When
There's
when's it out?
over a
March?
month. It is 3rd of April.
April.
It is the
okay.
3rd of April.
So it could,
It potentially could come out, but I don't know if Capcom's track records is delayed. I'm pretty sure Resident
they don't
Evil
fuck
2,
about. But yeah,
they gave a date for that. It came out, and yeah, this is like a year later. It's like they've completely made the game a year later. It's like, well, they're using the same assets
yeah.
because a lot of Resident Evil 3 is in the police station.
Yeah.
It's the same engine.
It's the same.
It's
Well,
not
they've
gonna
got
take
the
them
story.
that-
They've got the game.
story, so they're not having to write the story. I
Yeah.
feel like we've had all this conversation before.
Maybe.
Probably in the pub.
Yeah, probably.
I think sometimes a lot of these conversations, this is like the recording of our conversations in the pub.
yeah, we definitely have talked
Generally.
about Resident Evil 3 in the pub. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like on my notes on that. One thing I do like about this is once this comes out and I get it on the PS, whoa, I'm still on my first beer and you're literally sinking through yours.
That's not your
But-
first beer.
That's true. Your first can of beer you had was your first beer, wasn't
Yes.
it? This is technically my 4th.
Yes.
But it's my first out of the cans I've got. It's
Yes.
it's getting warm. When you have that beer, you're holding it in the hand and it's
Yeah,
warm.
that's why it goes down.
We're getting sidetracked again. But it's about beer, so I would happily have a beer podcast where we're just talking about beer.
It's not a podcast.
It's rambling on about beer rambles. I like the sound of that, beer rambles. But yeah, one thing I liked about Resident Evil 3. What have I done?
Oh, no.
We're still recording, it's fine. Obviously, if you look down to my collection, what I have of Resident Evil on the PS4, I have Resident Evil 0, 1 remakes, 2 remake, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all the numbered games minus 3.
They're not
so
remakes,
when,
are they?
Oh
no, they are.
Resident Evil 2 is remakes.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 1 is a
Remaster.
remaster of a remake because it was the GameCube remake of the original
Oh, yeah.
Resident Evil, and that's the HD remake. But basically, once Resident Evil 3 remake comes out, that means you can own all of the main title Resident Evil games in their highest quality versions
Yeah.
on current
One
gen
console.
consoles.
Yeah. It's exciting.
And I was hoping for that. I mean,
Do you
I've
reckon-
heard a lot of people were hoping for Resident Evil 3 to come out, but I've never heard once that people were hoping for it for the reason that I was hoping it for, to have all the
Master
main
Collection.
titles
Yeah,
on
yeah.
one console.
Do you reckon they'll release a
box?
collection? Yeah.
I hope not.
No, because you
Just
bought them.
because you know me, it's like I'd be like, I'll buy it and then give you the copies of those games, and
Well,
you'll be
yeah.
like, I don't like horror
I'll be
games, but I'll
happy.
take them.
Yeah, I
But,
won't play them. But
No, have I played them? I've done Resident Evil 2. They're series I do want to play. And who knows, maybe one day we'll do Resident Evil 5. It is 2-player, and it's not that scary, apparently. So maybe one day. I don't think we're going to do Resident Evil 3 as a playthrough. It's just time right now in terms of that.
yeah,
It would kind of be fun, because, we had fun with Resident Evil 2, but
Yeah.
we also played that about 2-3 months after it came out. So
Nah, we're not. We're not going to do that.
maybe if we go back to streaming again, we can stream it.
But
But
yeah.
we'll see. But no, I don't really have much more to say about Resident Evil 3. It's like people knew it was coming. I loved how it was announced, which was, so they announced this Resident Evil multiplayer game where it was like one versus many, which is the in thing at the moment.
Yeah,
And then on the PlayStation, what's it they call it? The State of Play? So on
Yeah,
one of the
the-
PlayStation State of
yeah,
Play,
yeah.
they're like, oh, this new Resident Evil game, we're now going to show off the single-player campaign with this game.
yeah.
And it was Resident Evil remake, and I was like,
Yeah.
well done. That's just brilliant. The way they did that was just perfect.
And people weren't expecting it, were they? So like,
it did leak. There was artwork leaked, so people knew it. But
okay,
as I said, I think to you before, the things that people say online, while it seems a lot of people say the same thing, and seems to be a majority, are not. The
Yeah,
vocal online majority are actually the real life minority.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I discovered
And that's
this.
with everything. So,
Yeah, because I told you about PlayStation Plus. You look online when they announce the PlayStation Plus games, everyone online, all they do is bitch and moan and be like,
Yeah.
why am I going to pay for this? I already have these games. These are shit games.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to cancel my subscription. Yet, in the past 3 months,
It's the
they've
stupidest,
had
like-
a million extra subscribers. So I'm like,
yeah.
1 million is a big fucking number.
Yeah.
And to get 1 million extra subscribers in the last 3 months,
It's also a very funny thing.
when everyone online is bitching.
Yeah.
Basically, the online majority, the vocal online majority, are the real life minority.
It's the
They
same.
really
That's
are.
the same with everything, though.
Yeah.
Not just games. But
So
very annoying. But
it's how
it's
it
funny
goes.
how like they think, oh, I already own this game. I'm not gonna pay you anymore. It's like, well, fuck off then. Like,
Oh, that's my new thing that annoys me. It's entitlement, isn't it? It's like
yeah.
they're basically like, I pay for PS Plus. Probably to pay online, because that's what PS Plus is.
Is for,
It's
yeah.
to play online. It never
just
used
get
to be
bonus.
in PS3, but it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
now. These games are bonus. If you're not happy about it, don't pay for PS Plus. You don't have to. If you're not playing online, you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
You can cancel.
Yeah.
We love video games.
Yeah.
We both love video games.
Yeah.
But without video games, I'm pretty sure we'll still live our lives.
Yeah.
They're not like, food and water. They're not. Why really bitch about it,
It's
right?
just entertainment. It's but
But that's my-
you can't
that's
get
the thing
you
at
can't
the
get
moment.
angry at it. You're wasting your time.
I get angry at these people who.
Oh no,
complain
not
of,
you.
like,
Them. They can't get angry. You're wasting your time. Like
It's
it's
the new
something
thing that
you
annoys
enjoy.
me.
Enjoy it. Like
Stop bitching about
Yeah.
something that you don't have to really live
yeah.
with.
Also, if PS Plus releases a game that I already own, I still download it.
Oh, I did that. Yeah, I did that. What's it? I had to get footage for our monthly one shot of
Yeah.
The Last of Us, and I think I came back from the bar and I was like, shit, I need this footage for tomorrow.
So you just
The
download
game's
it.
not installed. I had the disc version.
Yeah.
I only realised this when I was in bed. I couldn't be asked to get out of bed to put the disc in to install it from disc. So I was like, oh, it's on PS Plus this month. Install from PS Plus. Didn't have to move from bed and then just played
Exactly.
it for an hour.
And you've got it.
It's great.
You can take
It's
it
fun.
everywhere then as well. No matter where you go, you can take it. So, well,
I mean, I was going
as
to say
long
I
as
could
it's-
with the case as well, but it takes up space. But
No.
To be fair, I do have external hard drive on my PS4, so yeah, in theory, I could take it anywhere. I could take
No, I
that
just
to
mean
your
you
PS4.
could
and
you
just
could
say-
go to a friend's house and then you've got it on your PS Plus. It's like
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
true. Yeah, I
exactly.
could have that, or again, I've got hard drive, so I
Yeah.
can take that.
yeah,
Take
exactly.
the hard drive. So, we were
Fuck.
talking about Resident Evil though.
Yeah, but yeah, fuck those nerds online.
But the next one is actually a game I do have a lot to say about, and this is one that we're both.
Yeah, psyched for. Can't wait.
And you know what I found out the other day, or earlier today, I realised, and it made me sad. This game was originally supposed to be out in a week and a half,
Week and a half. Yeah.
and it was supposed to come out on the 2nd of March. In hindsight, I'm glad, because it means I can actually properly afford it. But, because I'm getting the stupid edition. That's what I like to call it.
Oh, shit,
Stupid
you are getting
edition,
the stupid
first class.
edition. Yeah,
It
yeah.
is the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yes. Very excited.
Anytime I think in my head of, like, that game's coming out, I kind of, like, get goosebumps and have a moment of being like, mate,
Breathe.
it's
Just
like
breathe.
right now I'm kind of like getting a bit like, shit, that game is out.
Goosebumps.
It's supposed to be out in 2 weeks, and I'm like, but I'm like, 7 weeks. I'll send you. It's like 7 weeks till Final Fantasy VII
Yeah.
remake.
So,
It's actually making me speechless a little bit.
Yeah.
And I am getting that week off work. I originally had the week of March booked off. I've
Yeah.
cancelled it, and me and the other people at work that I have to kind of deal with. Basically, I'm a supervisor in my job, so it's me to take
Shimmy
time
around.
off. It all depends on if other supervisors are around, as
Their
you know, but
schedules.
listeners, viewers won't. We've come to agreements with stuff. I've done a lot of stuff for other people recently. I've
Yeah.
had a stressful time at work, so they're like, "Oh, you want this time off?" Yes.
Yeah.
There's only one person of one of our supervisor teams who doesn't know the plan yet, but they're kind of like, you know what, he owes you one, so there's
Yeah.
no reason you shouldn't have this time off. So it looks like I'm gonna get the time off for it.
play the
Apart from
game.
the Friday that it comes out, I probably will have to work that Friday it comes out,
yeah, but you can just go home and
which
play.
kind of may take away the plans I originally wanted to do when it comes out.
It's fine. All that matters is playing it. So yeah.
But we could still always do that video.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
no, I'm. What do we talk? I was
Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII.
remake.
Yeah, I've just
Yeah. Meant to be out in 2 weeks. It's gonna be 7 weeks. As long as they do it right. In fact, actually, no, I don't even care if it's shit.
I mean,
It's
the
gonna be
last-
better than.
If you look at the last, ever since it was announced, there's been like naysayers, been like, it's going to be shit, it's going to be shit.
It won't be
Each
shit.
trailer and bit of information they release about the game,
Just make
they're
it
getting
look-
less and less.
Yeah, yeah.
Because people, if you look at the last trailer, I showed you the last trailer, and it's like you recently played the game last year, so the story and stuff is going to be fresh in your mind.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last trailer, you were like, oh my god, that
That's
bit,
there.
that bit.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a lot of
It's
people have been
huge
like,
things. Like,
they're changing some stuff. Well, it doesn't seem like they're really changing much. They're adding stuff,
yeah, yeah.
but the core things that were in there and
Are
that
there.
people love.
yeah, yeah.
they're
And the
not
trailers, like, I think we've talked about this in a pub somewhere, where they're showing more than we actually know.
Oh, you're
So,
going on
yeah.
about my theory, isn't
Your
it?
theory, yeah.
Which
So-
I
which
didn't
they are.
know.
They are showing more than
They are. They're. So, bit of background is this game is going to be in parts, and a lot of people are saying this first part is going to be only mid.
a short part.
Which in the actual original was a short part of the game. It was like the
7
first
hours?
3 hours.
3
I
hours.
would. It's probably how I play it.
How
It's
you
probably,
play? Yeah.
It is probably the first, like, I would say maybe 7 hours at a max out of a 40 to 50 hour game.
Yeah,
It's to me, it was a small segment intro, and a lot of people are saying this first game is that, and I'm like, everything I see about this game makes me think it's not.
It's-
makes me
yeah,
think
yeah.
Square
There's a little bit more,
are
definitely.
hiding stuff here.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what? I'm probably going to eat my hat when it comes out, and it probably is going to be Midgar. But shall I go through why I think this is?
Please do.
So first off, a lot of the other Final Fantasies before 7, when you started the game, you very early got onto the world map and was able to travel around the world. Not to everywhere, but you got onto the world map to go in between towns, dungeons quite quickly. Final
Yeah, yeah.
Fantasy 7, you didn't.
You had to, yeah.
You were in Midgar for a while, and I partly think, I don't know if they've ever said, but I think because that game was the first like real global as in like European release and everything. I think they did that, and people like me when I first played it. I don't know when you first played it. When I first played it, you're in Midgar for ages, and I'm like, this is the game. You're going around doing this in this city.
Oh yeah, when you get out,
But when you get out, you're like,
it blew my mind.
what is this?
It blew my mind.
Yeah.
I lost my. I was like,
Same
I
here.
did not know what
I lent the game to someone in school, and like they played the first few hours, and they're like, "Oh, so is the game? Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
going around blowing up all the reactors." And I already left Midgar by this
Yeah,
point, and I was like, "No," and he was like, "What is it then?" I'm like, "Play it,
Yeah.
play it."
Yeah. But especially back then, you don't know what you've just stepped
So
into.
I'm thinking that's step one of like they're trying to go for that again. People think this game is
It's
just
just this
Midgar.
one section.
So when
yeah,
it's
yeah.
when you're playing the game, you leave Midgar, you're like mind blown. Oh my god, I didn't think
yeah.
it was going to be this.
I don't think it'll be much more than that, but I reckon you will get out.
We'll see. My second part is it's a bit of loose things. These are kind of small little things. First off, I think when they announced that this was going to be 2 Blu-rays, they then also said Midgar was going to be on 1 Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But this game is going to be 2 Blu-rays, and they've not said anything more about that. Just like they've not said anything really more about the parts. They've not confirmed that this is just Midgar. They've not said anything. They said about it ages ago, but they haven't since said anything of how many parts of this
They might have
game
moved on
and how much is in this game. They have not said anything, and
Yeah.
I feel that that's kind of like they're doing that on purpose. They know people are like they want people want to know what is
Yeah, I mean,
to come,
and
but
also
I feel
they were
like,
probably set in like realistic goals. As
yeah,
well,
they might not
where,
have.
like
It might have gone really well, and they've
Yeah,
been like,
yeah. we can keep going.
we're
Yeah,
rolling
yeah.
really well because once it had slow progress originally, but once Kingdom Hearts 3 was done and the team moved over from that,
They've-
and once
yeah.
Square originally was having another company help them with this game, but Square then took over it in house completely.
Yeah,
I feel like, and the
It's
time they
working now.
started to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that, like before then, they were like, "Oh, the first game is going to be in parts. First game will be in Midgar." But since
Yeah.
they took all over that, they've not really solidified or like confirmed stuff.
no,
So I'm thinking
too busy
they're
working.
doing that for a reason.
Too busy.
The other one was some new information. Apparently, there was a photo of the game case that did show there was 2 discs, and then also said it was 100 gigabytes
Per disc.
install. No, install.
or install.
Which, if you think that's 2 discs and 100, that's a lot of data. That's not 100 gigabytes download, as in you've bought the game digitally download.
No,
That's
no,
100 gigabytes on top of what's
Install.
on 2 Blu-rays.
Yeah, but
So that's potentially 200 gigabytes of game.
but
That is not just going to be Midgar.
don't get carried away now. Think about where.
I mean, yeah, this picture could be fake, but to me,
It could be
if
fake,
that's
but-
true, there is no way that's
No,
just Midgar.
Even if it is true, 100 gigs of data these days is
That's
nothing.
No, that is Red Dead Redemption 2, and do you know how big that game is? Red Dead Redemption 2 was 1 Blu-ray with 100 gigabyte install, and that's a huge game.
Fuck, what was GTA? That was 50, wasn't it?
Yeah.
50 and stuff.
Final Fantasy 15 with all DLC and like 2 season pass worth of stuff.
Yeah.
That's just about 100 gigs. There is no way, if this is 2 Blu-rays and 100 gigs, just Midgar. And as you said originally, when you were like touching onto my thing, the other point was a lot of their trailers are showing what would be
A little bit.
Endgame.
Not end-
if it's just Midgar. It is literally Endgame. Like,
Oh, yeah.
just before you leave Midgar, when you're in the Shinra building, you got Red and stuff, and they've released him. They've
Yeah,
shown
yeah.
them going on the bike and getting on the road,
Oh,
literally
yeah,
out to
yeah,
Midgar.
yeah.
They've shown all that. What game shows the known people who know this game know the end of Midgar?
Maybe that's why they're showing it, though. Is because people know.
Or is it to put people off the trail?
I don't know.
I think there's more to this than
I reckon there's more. I reckon it'll be more. I don't think it'll be much
You don't
more.
think it'll be much more?
No, I don't
That's
think it'll be
fair
much
enough.
more.
It might not be. I would like to think it's going to be basically first disc,
But then also,
but it probably
they do,
won't.
They
It
do
probably-
kind of have to like finish on a high, don't they? You
Which,
know,
to
a
be fair, the end of
grand high.
Midgar you could do.
You could, yeah, but that's too short. It's
I don't
too
know.
short.
I don't think it's. I honestly, come back to us. I'm sure we'll do another episode of rambling after, like an hour ramble of just that game.
Just that game. Yeah.
We'll find out then if whether
I'm
we're right or
excited
wrong.
for it. From the
Yes.
trailers, just the way it looks
It looks
incredible.
amazing.
So
Like-
yeah. You know, I'm not going to be mad how it turns out. I'm just happy it's coming out. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been like 15 years since they teased it. When was it? The PS3 release. They did the updated cinematic intro of Final Fantasy VII for the PS3, and everyone thought it was the remake, and everyone's been asking for it since then.
Rolling, yeah.
1.5 generations later, it's coming out, man.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god! I told people at work of why they had it, and they were kind of like, "Yeah, you should have the time off." They could see how passionate I was about it, and they're like, "You know what? You seem like they're like you've worked hard. This is something you." Oh wow, you seem happy, Sam. That's unusual. Is it because of this game? Yes.
Yeah. Let me
Game.
go. Yeah.
So we're going on to we could talk about this all time. We'll probably talk about this next one a lot, to be fair. Another delayed. This game should have been out today. I said to you earlier, this game
Today,
was
21st.
not the day this audio goes out,
Oh, yes.
but the day that we're
Sunday.
recording.
Yeah.
This game was supposed to be out. The Last of Us Part 2.
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming out in May. Which, to be fair,
Was it meant to be today?
It was supposed to come out, which is we're recording this on the 21st of February. That was the original release date for
it?
Last of Us Part 2.
I thought it was March.
No, it
March.
was actually. I looked. I actually researched.
I
Look,
thought
you
it-
can
No,
get a
I
paper
don't.
with my notepad.
Well,
it was the 21st.
my little brain likes to think it can remember things, so
You know, the funny thing is, if you look at all the original release dates,
yeah.
I actually think the delayed dates are better. They're spaced out.
They
more.
work
For what I
better,
want to
yeah,
play.
yeah.
They're
It's the better time of year
I
as
mean,
well.
the
like-
one after The Last of Us, if Final Fantasy had its now date that it's got,
Yeah.
and the next one we're talking about had its original date,
Yeah.
that month, fuck
would have
that
been
month.
shit. Yeah.
Fuck that month.
Yeah. This is probably a whole other conversation, but like, games pick the wrong release dates. They need to chill out a bit. Like,
To be fair,
It's
like,
not a
if you look at
competition.
this, we get to The Last of Us, and then after The Last of Us, for us, we've got the whole of summer where it's sunny outside, and we want nothing more than to sit inside and get away from the sun and play games, but nothing
Nothing
coming
comes
out. I mean,
out.
you look at like Zero Punctuation. He
Christmas,
knows
though.
the summer drought. It's the
Yeah,
video
yeah.
game summer drought.
it's Christmas though.
It's
They wait for Christmas.
it's pre-Christmas and post-Christmas, and we're in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
which
We're in pre-Christmas now.
doing
yeah,
this
pre-summer. Sorry.
doing this rambling of like what we're looking forward to next year, even though it's coming late. This is probably going to drop end of February, start of March, almost
Yeah.
3 months into the year.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
all the games on this list that we're talking about are not out yet.
They won't be
They've
out,
all
yeah,
been
yeah.
delayed.
Yeah.
So this is like perfect timing. But yeah, Last of Us Part 2. We've talked about the original so much, so
Yeah.
what can we talk about this one?
Right.
Apart from that, we should be playing it right now.
Well, I'm not upset about that. That's fine. But let's face it, they're gonna nail it. It's gonna be.
I
good.
watched the last trailer they released again, and there's if you're watching this on YouTube, there'll be footage of either trailers or gameplay for the game. Not from us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But like I'll copyright it to Naughty Dog and Sony. But there'll be footage going on. But I watched it was the release date trailer again last night, and fuck me, man. Like seriously, it's
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be so dark and depressing, but so good.
It's good. Yeah.
It's like I watched 12 Years a Slave last night. That's a depressing, sad, unhappy film.
Yeah. Still
But
enjoy
it was good. It was good.
Still go to bed with a smile on your face. Maybe
Glad
not.
that I wasn't born about 100 years ago in America. Yeah, I would have been definitely
you would've-
fucked. I'm
you would've
like-
been in
I'm
trouble,
part
yeah.
black and white.
You
Imagine if I lived in America
you
back
would've
then.
been-
Shit.
I hate to say it, but you would have been my slave, and like, just I don't feel good about that. I just
We're not supposed to be getting political here.
no,
really.
no. I'm just saying that's probably what you know.
But I mean, to be fair, I think The Last of Us Part 2 is going to be going even darker territory than any of this.
Yeah,
It won't, because The Last of Us Part 2 is obviously based on a non-existent history or future. It looks
present.
like it's going to be dark. The gameplay, I don't know what you've seen in the gameplay, but it looks like they've actually really... We've talked of how the first Last of Us was basically Uncharted without the climbing.
Yeah.
But The Last of Us Part 2, funny enough, and that's a word they like to use with Last of Us, is very grounded looking. You literally can just lie on your front and you'll then roll over to your back with your gun. So, like, you can be crawling through the forest, and if they come to you, you can just roll onto your back and then shoot them and stuff. You've got dogs that will smell where you've gone. So you'll have to use the sensing thing.
Yeah.
You all see that trail and they will follow it. And if you kill the dogs, like the hunter guys will be like trying to call out for dogs and not like knowing where they are.
And then go look for the dog.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be brutal.
It's going to be hard, but
it's going to be fucking good.
That's the way, that's how games need to move forward.
And it's like, I think this is also possibly the first game on my list as well that has, out of the 4 we've talked about, has Troy Baker in it. We need a bit more Troy Baker.
Nah.
So it's nice to, I mean, he's...
There's too much Troy Baker.
He's probably in the other games that we're talking about. I don't know,
He probably is somewhere, yeah.
Of these ones, he's not going to be in Final Fantasy or Resident Evil. His leading man now is like, he's not going to be a bit character in those games anymore.
He can pick
he's
and
leading
choose.
Man or not.
He can pick and choose where he wants.
Yeah.
So,
So, obviously, it's nice to see a bit of him. And Ashley Johnson, who's Ellie, she's great. So it's like you get to see the characters that they play back on screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna have to play the first one again before it comes out. I'll have Final Fantasy VII done by then. That's April.
You'll have Final
April,
Fantasy done
May.
in a weekend.
Yeah, so there's a month betwon there's over a month between Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
7
you'll do
and Last
Final
of Us.
Fantasy 7
Oh,
in
I've
a
got
weekend.
a week off work. That's a week.
Don't lie to yourself. You're gonna smash that. You're not gonna sleep.
No, I mean they're saying it's going to be like full game. It's 2 Blu-ray discs and 100.
You're
gig.
not.
That's not going to
You're
be
not going to sleep.
Probably not. No.
You're gonna.
If
Finish it. Sleep.
If I
and play it
die
again.
after playing Final Fantasy VII remake
Yeah.
because of lack of food or using the toilet or sleep,
You'll
then
be
I
fine.
will die a happy
Yeah,
man.
yeah. You'll be fine. Yeah.
I won't because it won't be the full game. I need to at least get the other parts in. But you keep on coming back to that. The Last of Us Part 2 though.
It's true.
It's one of those of like, I know less about this game than probably some of the others on this list. What do I say? What do we say other than the original has a great story, which we've talked about? This is going to be, it's more of that.
It's the same. Yeah. Again, this isn't the game we were
This
talking
is
about
more
earlier,
of the
but-
same.
Yeah.
Like, dude, more of the same, but done
Yeah.
right. Or
It'll
what
be
should be
perfect.
done
Well, the
right.
first one was done right as well, but it's going to be more violent. The thing is, if you think about it, when
The first of us was
first
a
one,
gamble.
the first one came out 8-9 years ago.
A
8 years
while.
ago.
It was
7
end
years.
of PS3, so it's
7
about
years ago.
7, 8.
7 years ago. 8 years ago.
Watch the last episode. We
Yeah, we
mentioned
do
how long
say-
it was
I think
on
it's
that. I was thinking it was-
2013.
Don't look at it now.
I'm going to because I think it's 2013.
We'll timestamp the last episode, but yeah, it's more of the same but done well. The last one was a bit of a gamble.
Yeah,
They're like,
2013. But if you think about how far everyone's come since then, like you need a bit more shock value, a bit more violence, a bit more.
oh, it's got that. Even the trailers of people been like complaining about
Yeah.
it.
Like you were talking about rolling on your back and shooting and that kind of special
Like
new
mechanics,
physics,
they've
mechanics.
they've got a lot.
It has to be. It
The
has
mechanics
to
they're
be.
putting in, it's like the first game. Like I'm trying to say is, it seemed like it was a gamble. They didn't know if it was going to do well.
Yeah.
It did well. So now that they did the basic mechanics and stuff in the original that surfaced the game decently, they're now being like, okay, we know it's going to do well.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
know people are going to love this. What can we do with the gameplay that really services this story?
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
couldn't do before because we played it safe. Let's try not play it safe now. What can we do that feels right? The whole you can crawl through the things to try and get away from people, but if they spot you, you can go on your back. That to me, the world of The Last of Us, that fits in perfectly.
Yeah.
It
It's
feels
survival.
like
Yeah.
They're
they've
going into what they didn't originally because
They've
I feel
evolved.
they played it a bit safe.
No, I don't think.
Cover mechanics, go behind a wall, shoot.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
basically craft a bit, but it was
Yeah.
cover
Yeah.
basic standard.
It was 7
Uncharted
years
cover
ago as
mechanics
well.
shooting. Yeah,
You know.
every game they did
Yeah.
that. But you had some games that had new mechanics. But like God of War has got the new mechanics.
Yeah.
For the new thing, this feels like this is while it's going to be very similar, it feels like also a big step up.
It's gonna be huge.
Like
but
I think the step up between Last of Us Part 2 and Part 1 is going to be bigger than say Uncharted 1 and 2.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that was
Yeah.
it was exactly the same gameplay, just bigger
Yeah,
set
yeah.
piece. This it seems like
Yeah.
they're going further.
I would even say that the step up from Last of Us 2 and Uncharted 4 will be, insane.
Oh, like
as
Last
well.
of Us 1 to 2 compared to Uncharted 1 to 4.
Yeah.
It's again. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, probably.
It'll be huge. No, and Uncharted 4 to Last of Us 2.
Oh yeah, no,
Like
like,
the-
graphically, like
Graphically
everything
and
the
everything.
gameplay, yeah. But it's Naughty Dog, man. They're good at they're good at what they
Evolving.
do and
Just evolving and just,
yeah.
learning what do we do
they're,
good.
They're like, hey, we do a game good that's well.
Yeah.
I mean, our mechanics might not always be new, but the
Yeah.
occasional new mechanics we've had, all you other motherfuckers are going to copy us for the next 10
Yeah,
years.
yeah. And
So,
then we'll bring out
you
a game
know,
in 10 years.
How
yeah.
many other games are now going to have third person games where you can crawl on your belly and flip on your back?
Honestly,
Every game now is
it
going to
will-
have
it
that,
will
aren't
happen.
they?
Yeah.
They are. That's it.
It will.
That's the new mechanic, man. But it seems such an obvious mechanic.
Yeah,
Why did Metal
but
Gear not have that?
It's just
It seems an obvious mechanic, doesn't it?
why?
It's weird.
Why put it in
They're only
until
just
someone
doing
else
it now.
does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Last of Us are going to do it, so everyone's going to do it. But yeah, I do like talking about The Last of Us. It's one of those that there's so much to say, but what can you say? It's like
People know, so
it's,
yeah.
I think it's because we don't want to spoil stuff, and it's hard to really delve into talking
can't
about
really-
Last of Us.
Can't really spoil
without
that.
spoiling it.
I mean, we've
I
had
mean, we can't with the
we've
two,
had our
but with-
theories in the past, but it all came out to light anyway.
Talking
so
about Last of Us 2 without spoiling, I mean, we shouldn't care about spoiling it. Last of Us 1, it's like, if you've not played it by now, it's been on PS Plus a couple of months ago, you should have.
I
Whatever.
recommend, by the way,
But yeah, I mean, even if you didn't get it on PS Plus,
buy it. Yeah, just it's cheap. It'll be what
mate,
like
just get one of.
£8
Even
now?
if you don't have a PlayStation, you can get like a PS4 bundle for like £200 or dollars with like The Last of Us and the Uncharted collection and God of War.
Yeah.
What are you doing with yourself that you can't? If you're a gaming fan, that you can't do. Go out and get that shit, man. Even if the PS5 is coming out this year, get it.
Yeah.
And then trade it in towards it.
I'll buy it
It's
off
like,
you. That's a bold
It's
statement.
a topic
but-
for another day, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about obviously consoles and stuff like that another day. But we need to get through the list. We've got only a couple left. Only 2 games left that I mean, most of them are kind of. We've pretty much covered most of what you're looking forward to. The next 2 are probably more on me.
Yeah.
One of them definitely because you don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
It's Token Indie Game.
Yeah. Token.
The last
indie
one's
game.
more of you, and it's a bit of a.
The last one's more me, but
dishonourable,
I do
honourable
not.
mention.
Yeah, I
it's,
do
it's
not
probably
care.
our rant mode.
Yeah.
But I think you do care. You just don't want to admit it.
I care. I care because I don't understand why.
But we'll get to that. Before we get to that, we've got the two other games to talk about. Next one, Cyberpunk. How can we not talk about games?
Yeah.
Next year about Cyberpunk. I think this one's more on me. I don't know if it's because I'm more of an RPG guy.
Yeah, I think so.
Or a Cyberpunk guy, because obviously you look at films and books I love. They're
Yeah,
in the Cyberpunk
you love
genre,
all
and
that.
even games like Deus Ex and stuff. I love that shit.
Yeah.
And
You do.
this is like and Keanu Reeves, who
And
doesn't love
Keanu
Keanu
Reeves. Yeah. That's probably the only thing I like about
You know,
it.
I
but yeah.
couldn't care less if I like Keanu, but I'm hipster, man. I liked Keanu. Everyone used to hate Keanu, be
Yeah,
like, he's a wooden actor, and I'm like, yeah, Keanu's
And
good.
people
I
love
like
him now,
Keanu.
'cause he's a good
now
guy.
everyone loves him
Yeah.
because of John Wick and
Yeah.
and everything else, and I'm like, I used to love Keanu before his long hair and beard, man. I used to love short hair, clean shaven. Whoa.
Yeah,
Keanu,
whoa,
man.
Keanu.
It's like I
He's
fucking
a
loved
good
him
guy.
Again. I mean, look at my Matrix Blu-rays and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like, I mean, you look at some of my DVDs. I've got like Matrix. I've got like even things like Aliens. I think can be borderline like not cyberpunk,
it's like-
but that's
yeah,
sci-fi.
yeah, sci-fi, yeah.
Inception.
Yeah,
but
sci-fi.
obviously the big one, which is behind Inception, Blade Runner. Literally
Blade Runner,
one of
yeah.
my favorite films ever.
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
Absolutely.
So this game is just like, this is Sam, the game.
Yeah.
Sam, the stuff you like, the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be my favorite game of the year. Again, it's a Final Fantasy 7 year.
While I think it will be a game that you will love and is something you will like really like get a lot a lot out of, I don't think you will play it. I don't think you will touch it at
You
all.
think it will be one of those that I'll be like, I'll get.
You'll
and be
play.
like,
You'll
I wanna
play.
play this, and just
You'll
then be
play
like,
for an hour
ages.
and you won't touch it.
I very rarely will play a game for a bit and never get back to it. Unless
Yeah,
it's a horror
rarely,
game.
but I think this is one.
I
think
will
this is
try,
one.
and usually if I start a game, I will try and get through it, even if I don't necessarily like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell, I finished Dishonored, and I really do not like Dishonored. Really fucking didn't, and I forced myself to finish that.
Yeah.
Probably because I spent a lot on the fucking special edition when it came
Oh
out.
my God.
But what I will say on that though is, so it was supposed to come out originally April 16th, which would have been a week after Final Fantasy VII, but they ended up delaying it to 17th September, which to me is good. It's a post summer game. Summer's over. I need a new game to take up some time. Weather's starting to get a bit.
That's true. Yeah.
I think there's a good. I think it's probably what it should have come out, because I
Good
can't see
long
any other
game.
big games coming out that time. I think it's when it should have come out originally. I was going to say, the rumours are the reason it's been put back is apparently it's performance issues on the current gen, which makes me think I won't get it in September.
The current gen.
Do you think? Did you know why I might not get it? I do want to play this again. I love the genre of cyberpunk, film, game, book, anything, TV. Do you know why I might not get it when it's supposed to come out?
It'll be better.
For the next gen.
Yeah. It'll just be
Yeah.
better. It'll just run better.
Annoyingly,
Which everything will as well, which is
annoyingly
something to
is
think
like,
about. But yeah,
obviously the release it's coming out in September, you'll be able to get the collector's editions if they do release it.
yeah.
When they release it, for the next gen, you might not be able to get those editions. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know me, I'm one for my my little
Collectors.
steelbooks and collectors.
Yeah,
At least the steelbook. I like to have at
Yeah,
least
yeah.
a steelbook with a slipcase. It's
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful,
Beautiful.
beautiful. But so I am looking forward to the game, but it's one that I can wait still.
You're not gonna get the most.
A lot of people were annoyed when it was going to be delayed, and I was like, you know what, that works out better for me because I don't have
You're not-
Final
yeah.
Fantasy VII and Cyberpunk in the
Yeah.
same month.
which can
fine.
never happen. Yeah,
Oh,
it
it's-
can never happen.
Oh my god! So I am going to go off on topic on this and have a pre-rant rant. So no, we're still recording, don't worry.
Yeah. Okay.
So for a while, but my pre-rant rant. So I saw online it was when Final Fantasy VII Remake was delayed. Someone was saying online of like, oh, it's now going to be out a week after Persona 5 Royale Edition, the re-release of that, and he was like, oh, Persona 5's going to eat into the sales of Final Fantasy Remake now that they're putting it a week later, and I'm like, you what, mate?
Two very different things.
You what, mate? And it's like, oh, Persona 5 is a better game, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to say it isn't.
No arguments.
Not gonna
yeah,
say it
yeah.
is.
There's no like.
But the difference is, I mean, fair enough, they are both, if you boil it down to, re-releases.
Yeah.
But one is the re-release of a game that, while Persona 5 did really well and sold really well,
Yeah.
I think I looked at it, and in the whole lifetime of, like, the 2 years it's been out, it sold 9 million copies.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15, in the first 2-3 months,
Yeah.
sold over 10 million copies.
Yeah.
This is Final
then-
Fantasy VII, the remake of the
Yeah.
most beloved Final Fantasy game,
Yeah.
the best-selling Final Fantasy game
20
that has been waiting for 15 years. No way is Persona 5 re-release, basically a Game of the Year edition,
Yeah.
gonna fucking eat into any sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks for fucking JRP fans to have those together.
Yes, but fuck them.
But if you're a fan of Persona 5, you've probably already played Persona 5.
Yeah. It's not good.
This is just going to be
This
the
is
new edition with
Final
some
Fantasy's-
basically extra DLC.
Final Fantasy's
Exactly
way
the same
more
game.
special.
Yeah.
way more special.
Yeah.
To a lot more people as well.
We keep on coming back to that.
I
But,
know, but to so many more people, and
but could you imagine then, though, if you still had Cyberpunk coming out that month? So you would have had Persona 5 at the end of March,
they
Final Fantasy a week later. And
They
then-
might have been fucked.
And then,
Cyberpunk might have been fucked.
well, originally Final Fantasy was going to be the month earlier, so
Yeah,
Persona
yeah.
would have been fucked anyway, because Final Fantasy would have
Yeah,
been out
yeah.
like a few weeks before that. I think like Final Fantasy will fuck over Persona more than Persona's going to fuck over Final
I
Fantasy.
think with these games as well, though, with these games, it's not really much to worry about because the fans are fans.
Yeah,
Like, they're gonna buy the game.
One thing with Cyberpunk does have, if it came out at the same time that it would have going for it, is while it's an RPG, it's almost a separate genre. It is. I mean, to be fair, Final Fantasy VII is Cyberpunk. If you think about it, its themes and its setting is Cyberpunk, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
And the
in
colours
terms of
and-
like typical Cyberpunk is Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
It's more what. It's got fucking Keanu Reeves in it. How more cyberpunk in it?
It is
I mean,
just-
having Harrison Ford in it might make it a bit more cyberpunk.
a bit more, yeah.
And if like
It is Blade Runner.
if the
as
game
well.
was guest directed by Ridley Scott, then,
Yeah.
then
And
you
scored scored by what is it? What's his name? Vangelis.
Vangelis.
Yeah.
No, I reckon even Hans Zimmer could actually make it.
Well, yeah. Hans Zimmer on a synth. Chuck him in.
How do you make cyberpunk more cyberpunk apart from the name and the colours and the look? But I mean, but it's a Western RPG, whereas like Final Fantasy is a JRPG, and they're different markets.
Yeah, yeah.
In a weird way, they're different markets. Like the people who play Witcher may not necessarily play Final Fantasy 15. So
No.
games that came out maybe at a similar time, I guess. But yeah, different markets.
Different
so
markets,
I think
and different markets, but also I think when Final Fantasy comes out over here, I don't think we'll hear very good things about it from people we know and like, you know.
Oh, I don't know if there's many people I know personally who will actually be playing it.
Yeah. I think, you know, I know in my workplace, my office, I imagine the conversation will be about Cyberpunk. Everyone will be
But
talking
that's
about
September.
that.
Or they would have. But now there's months in
Yeah.
between. So
Oh yeah, they would have. Sorry, yeah, they
Yeah.
would have just talked about Cyberpunk, and no one would have thought.
But yeah,
That's
I-
not to say
I-
Final
I-
Fantasy was doing bad or anything. It's just the
Like,
the circles you're in.
I listened to a specialized like PlayStation podcast, obviously the IGN one, Podcast Beyond, and like they've always been mentioning about like the delays of games and being like, the PlayStation games that's coming up and looking forward to, and they very rarely actually mention Final Fantasy VII, which is weird because it is a big release. It is going to be a big release. It's going to sell really well, but again, the vocal majority
But then-
online, and not necessarily. But as you says, in real life, you've not really
had
I've
that
probably heard
had
more
that
people talk
interaction.
about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
We'll
it's,
see.
It's about a month or so away. We'll see how that
It'll
goes.
shock you. I think the fans of Final Fantasy
Yes.
will buy it. They'll be all over that shit.
The
But
fans of Final Fantasy might spend $250 on it.
yeah, well,
Maybe.
yeah, they have.
Weirdos. The weirdos that
you
they
have.
are.
Sam,
I haven't
you
yet.
have.
Not yet.
Wow,
I will do soon.
you need to.
Thankfully, it's not next month.
But
Right.
that's the thing is like they're gonna buy Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy will do just fine. But you're not gonna hear about it. You won't hear
Yeah,
about it.
Cyberpunk will do well.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
will. I mean, the fact that it's the same people who made The Witcher 3, it has that going for it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think the cyberpunk genre compared to fantasy has a bigger draw, especially mainstream.
Do you reckon?
It's going to do better than The Witcher 3.
yeah.
I mean, Witcher's doing well enough on
No,
its own. I
I-
mean, everyone's tossing the coins to that shit.
Yeah.
Topical.
Ha.
But it's definitely going to help him. People be like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
new game. Oh, it looks cool. Oh, fucking Keanu Reeves. Oh, Neon.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fucking guys who made Witcher. Oh,
Yeah.
fucking
True. Yeah,
Geralt.
yeah.
He's not
Yeah,
in it. Oh, I reckon they're going to sneak Geralt in that game somewhere.
Fuck off.
There'll be like
I'll-
an NPC in the background.
I'd
that
be
it'll just
very,
look like.
I'd be very upset if they do that.
I mean, it won't be like properly. I reckon it'll be like all like a poster on a wall, and it'll just look like him.
Just long
Like,
white
yeah,
hair.
It'll be weird.
Oh, I think
they're going to.
I don't think I'll like
Oh,
that.
Come on, it's Easter eggs, man.
I won't like that.
I think even The Witcher had like a couple of Skyrim Easter eggs in it. There's it's games
Yeah.
and Easter eggs. There's going to be something Witcher related.
Do you reckon?
If they have some guy like if you go into a club in Cyberpunk and there's some like fucking crazy rave techno remix of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher,
Big titty
that would be-
Yennefer.
that would be hilarious. Because
Oh, that
that's
would
not
be quite
even
cool.
from the game. That's from the TV
That's
show.
true, that would
I
be
mean,
good,
That
actually.
would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like deep cuts, man. Deep
That would be
cuts,
good.
fucking hilarious. That's what I want. But anyway, we got a couple of more games to discuss.
Anyway, Cyberpunk gonna be good.
Yeah,
Don't care.
Gonna do well.
Don't care.
It's got delayed. It's gonna sell well. It's gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah.
amazing. As long as it plays well, people are gonna love
Yeah.
it. I'll probably love it. It'll be great. It'll be
Yeah,
great.
it'll
It's
be
one to
great.
look forward to. This one is an indie game that I saw. I think it was at E3 coverage last year, which for some reason I watched, even though Sony weren't there.
I'm looking.
But,
I'm looking forward to this one.
Sony's not going to be at the
I
next
have
E3.
no
either.
idea what it is. What is it?
Oh, this is 12 minutes. No, this is 12 minutes. It's just a small indie game. It's a top-down time loop murder mystery game. From what I saw, you're basically playing the same 12 minutes of the game over and over again,
Okay.
and you're doing what you can to try and change something that bad happened.
Okay.
Something bad happened.
Okay.
You're trying to change it.
Okay.
One thing I don't know when it's coming out.
12 like
It's
real
called
time.
12 minutes. Yeah, I think like the segment you play is in 12 minutes.
Okay.
I think it can be a little bit shorter than that if you fuck up and like
Well, yeah.
something. But it seems to be like a kind of, which I love the premise. Like when I saw the trailer for it, it was like and
premise
it'll
sounds
probably
good.
show the footage on this. It's like it seems really intriguing.
Also sounds headachy.
I like headaches.
Yeah, you
In a
do.
game, I like. I don't like other stuff that give me headaches, but I don't like people that give me headaches, or weather, or alcohol's
Maybe.
fine. But games, I'm fine with that. But one
12
thing
minutes.
that is a bit like about it,
Yeah.
and this is going to be fanboyish as hell. It's Microsoft, Windows, Xbox exclusive so far. I don't know if it's exclusive. That's all it's announced. It'll be a perfect Switch game, man.
yeah.
Perfect
Yeah.
Switch game. But it was on the Microsoft thingy last year, conference at E3. That's
Yeah.
where it was announced, and I was like, oh wow, a Microsoft game that looks wow. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
interesting. But I think it's just like the indie thing, like Ori on the Blind Forest and stuff like that. They're still exclusive, but they are coming to Switch now.
Yeah.
So maybe 12 minutes might come to it. It's probably one of those. It's one of those indie games like Goose Game though. It's like I knew about it. It's come out. I get it.
Took ages. Yeah.
I have not really gone back to it, but I think with 12 minutes, because it's like a story-heavy, involved gameplay loop game,
You'll play it.
I
yeah.
will actually play it because it will probably only take a couple of hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas, like, to me, like a Goose Simulator, that only takes a couple of hours, but it's more just fun to fuck around. So
yeah.
it's one I'm looking forward to, and I'm hoping that I remember, and I have been remembering about it, but indie games is like, I love the indie games, but even though they're cheaper and don't take as long to play, I sometimes feel I don't play them
The most satisfaction.
much.
Yeah.
It's
I
weird.
know
It's
what you
like, I love
mean.
them.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got some, like I've got Hellblade I want to play. That's only a few hours long. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
I've had that for a while, and I've really wanted to play it. It's weird. It's one I'm looking forward to, and I hope that I will try and actually play it. But we're gonna come up to our last mention. The last thing we want to talk about, or the last game, is not necessarily something looking forward to, but
No.
I mean,
It's
you're
something-
intrigued.
I'm intrigued. I'm confused by it.
I am
loved
as
the
well,
first
but
one.
you've probably got more to talk about it.
I loved the first one.
So I'll let you introduce this one.
Well,
if it comes out this
I
year, who
don't-
knows if it's coming out this year?
I don't. Yeah, we don't have a clue. I don't have more to talk about it. I have more maybe of an opinion, but
I mean, I have my thoughts and
I
things about it, but
we're going to talk about Overwatch 2. It makes
announced.
it makes
been announced.
no sense. To me, as an Overwatch player, I still play it quite. Actually, I haven't played it in a while, but I still play Overwatch.
It's a money thing, right?
It's
It's-
gotta be.
It's just to
It
get
doesn't
people
need to be a
spend more
money thing, though. It doesn't need to be a.
So I've read up on it. I'll tell you what I've read up about, and you as an Overwatch fan, you
Yeah.
give your thoughts on this. So
Okay. Yeah.
what I gather from it, Overwatch 2 is going to have about 4 new heroes.
Yep.
Some reskins or something for the existing heroes and a
Yeah,
couple of
that
new
sounds-
maps.
that sounds
But
right.
all of these are going to be available on the original Overwatch.
Anyway.
And you can play cross games. So if you've got Overwatch 2, you can play against people in Overwatch 1 and likewise.
I don't know about that. I have.
They've said it's going to be cross game PvP.
Okay, right. So when I say I don't really know about Overwatch 2, I really don't. As soon as it was announced, I did not care for it
But
at
with
all.
that stuff that they're saying, why is this?
Why
a
would
thing?
you do it?
Why not just DLC? Right? Here's
It's
Here's a
DLC.
40 quid season pass.
But then why would you? If
I mean,
do you mean like if you own? Do you have to pay for the content if you own
well, I
the
mean,
original?
you have to pay for like over. I don't know. I presume so, right?
Yeah.
Because
What's the
pay
point
for
in buying
Overwatch
number
2
2? Yeah.
or just get it as free DLC for the original?
Okay,
no.
I
think
that makes sense.
to be fair, I say about the maps, I don't know if the maps are going to be cross-thingy. Apparently, they're redoing the engine for 2 to make the maps bigger.
Okay,
so maybe they'll not work.
They
But
probably jump in and out. But
I still don't. It sounds like basically a disc-numbered DLC, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. And
It's like if Smash Brothers, they've had what, 5? Smash Bros has had 5
Yeah.
fighters on DLC. They're gonna have about another 4.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like if they bundled them all together as a separate
As a
game,
game.
and call it Smash 2.
as a game. Yeah. That's what they're doing.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's what it seems to me.
that is what they're doing. And the thing is, they're not even doing it for the next gen. Well, as it stands now, they're not doing it for the next gen.
They've announced. I mean, it's not going to take that long to make this game, right?
No,
a
it's
couple
a
of extra
rehash.
maps and a couple of extra people, right?
But
that's going to take them like 2-3 years.
That's how Overwatch started. The original. It
How
started
many-
very small.
Did they? And they've been adding. Did you have to pay for the extra?
No, they always just came in.
They've just been
Updates.
added them?
Yeah, just updates.
But now you have to pay for these ones.
Well, it's
As
a
a
new
separate
game.
game, right?
It's a new game apparently.
What like? So
They used to bring in like a new player, a new hero a season,
A new challenger.
maybe. A new
you
challenger.
have to pay
yeah.
for those on Smash.
Do you?
Well,
you
if you
don't.
get this, well, not in the actual game, but the DLC fighters. But
Right,
at
yeah,
least
yeah.
With the DLC, they don't call it Smash Brothers 2 Ultimate, and you have
No,
to pay
no.
40 quid for it.
Overwatch. The only thing you had to pay for was
The base game.
a base game and loot crates, if
you
you're
wa-
so inclined. Which
That
that's
makes
for
the
fucking
idea
nerds, by
of
the
this
way.
this idea of the second one
Yeah.
even more pointless to me.
Yeah.
It's DLC.
They
it's-
still make money.
it's
That's the
numbered
thing. They still make
DLC.
money. Yeah. But
Why don't they just do it as DLC? I mean, you could say that. Why don't they do every FIFA game? Just bring out a base FIFA game and add new teams.
Well,
and stuff.
yeah, I think it's
To
that.
be fair, why not? But it's
It's
owned
that
by
as well.
EA, so. Of
But
course
then
why
also,
not?
I think maybe it's just like I think you mentioned. Sam mentioned before we started recording to stay relevant, to have a game, to be there, and like
Yeah, I think
you
that's
mentioned
what the guy,
Jeff Kaplan.
I think it was him. I think he had to try and persuade Blizzard to do it, and his kind of reasoning was be like, "This will get people spending more money on it."
He's not wrong.
It's not, but
It's not wrong.
it seems like a very EA
But it's a money-
thing to do.
it's a
It
money
seems like
thing
a
to
very
do, yeah.
shitty EA thing to do. And I'm wondering,
Blizzard aren't that different.
I can't really comment because I'm not really. I know they're
Just
the World of Warcraft.
Warcraft.
Yeah,
It's not that different at all.
I mean, you're probably right there, and but do you reckon Overwatch fans will take that? Do you reckon they'll just be like, more Overwatch? I'll pay 50 odd quid or dollars for this Overwatch 2. That's basically an expansion pack.
I think so. I am.
And to be fair, I use that word expansion pack.
That's where it is.
Blizzard love their expansion
love it.
packs, don't they?
I'm not. Look, I'm not offended by it. I just don't really get it because I still
At
love the first
first,
one.
I mean, before talking about it and look into it, at first I was like, it's just another Division 2, right? It's a sequel to a game that didn't need a sequel that people didn't really care about. and
Division
don't
1
care
was
about
shit
it now.
though. And
Oh, not Division, sorry. Destiny.
Destiny.
I mean,
Well,
Destiny 2, did anyone really care about that?
No, because they knew it was just like that.
More of the
That's
same. That's what it seemed like to me. But at least with Destiny, that's a story there. They
That's
did a
exactly-
sequel because they could carry on with
Yeah,
the story.
yeah.
Is there a story in Overwatch? I don't know.
no, there's not. But
So why a sequel?
you don't get it.
I don't. That's why I'm asking.
This is the problem with Overwatch as well. Is it doesn't make sense until you like play it, and I think you played it for the last podcast or the.
I to catch your footage, I played
Yeah.
it.
But
In
you
total, the
didn't
amount
get
of
it.
hours I've put into Overwatch is about 1.
You didn't get it at all, which makes sense because
I mean, I'm
it's
not good
quite.
at those kind of games anyway. And
Well, did you ever play like Team Fortress or like the team?
again,
games?
I've probably played that for about a total of hour.
Yeah.
I've never been an online guy.
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
been a first person shooter guy. It's my reflexes are not quick enough to be able to be good at that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
Overwatch
so-
is not. It's
I
not
know
like that, but
practice makes perfect.
Overwatch isn't like that. But
Still, it's like I've never had the time to invest in something like
yeah,
that.
no,
to
it's
frequently play.
It's not quite like that, but it does help being on a team. Like when it is a team game where like if
Squad.
you're in a squad, yeah, that's exactly where it is. a squad game, but
Having you
but it kind of feeds into like Overwatch is such a niche game. Well, not niche game, but like a niche market. They don't need to make a number 2.
They don't.
They don't.
It's
need
like
to.
they're making it on spite of themselves, and in spite of themselves, it's gonna fucking sell. People are gonna love it,
Yeah, I'm gonna
and
buy
the
it.
porn industry's gonna thrive
Yeah. Oh,
even more,
Oh,
especially
man.
in VR. You know what's it?
I've definitely
Tracer's in
Tra-
Overwatch, isn't it?
Yeah, she's.
What's it? Tracer VR 180.
Yeah,
anal
Diva.
intrusion.
Diva,
Right?
and we've all. I mean,
You all.
you haven't.
I'm not
You
gonna-
haven't even played it.
I'm not playing
you
it,
know
but I
about
know
it.
it's like it is one of those like deep dark fucking areas
It's-
of. I mean, Tumblr's not around anymore, but people know. I mean, people still know this.
It's very annoying. Like,
I mean, Overwatch 2 could stand to make a lot of people a lot of money, mainly Blizzard and literally the porn industry.
the porn industry. yeah.
That's about it. But that's a lot of people
Don't-
to make a lot of money.
Isn't it like the porn industry and the gaming industry that like drive, technology and stuff like that? So,
I think the thing was like PlayStation or Sony with PlayStation 3 pushed the Blu-ray. Xbox 360 was pushing the HD DVD.
yeah.
Porn
Schmucks.
backed the Blu-ray.
Yeah. So,
Which, to be fair, I'm paraphrasing from Tropic Thunder, because a character in that was talking about like it's the medium
It's
that
true,
you
though.
get stuff on is what porn
it's
will back.
true. It's
It-
true.
It kind of is.
It's
I think
true.
DVD they backs DVD quite quickly.
Yeah.
But a lot of film industries did as well. But yeah, they
It's true. It's
fucking weird.
everyone. You may not play games and you may not watch films,
porn.
but you watch porn.
What? Not everyone's gonna watch porn.
I think everyone.
I'm
watches
sure
porn.
there is a couple of those,
Sex sells.
those American guys with little Amish people. They're not going to watch porn.
They watch
They
Amish
don't have
porn.
electricity. Electricity.
Oh, wow.
Maybe they have stage
They have photos.
Theatre. porn theatre.
Porn theatre.
I mean, that's what they have in Amsterdam, right?
It gets
I'm
real
sure they might
messy.
have
It
I
gets real
I
messy
don't know.
in the
Have you
Amish
been into an
towns.
Amish community? Tell me that they don't have it.
Oh my god.
Where have we gone? With
I don't know.
this?
Anyway,
From Overwatch
yeah.
to Amish porn.
To porn driving the industry. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm sorry, I don't understand Overwatch.
I don't
but,
either. I don't either. I don't.
I mean, what's the last?
oh no, I understand. I don't understand why
I
they're
mean,
making
yeah,
Overwatch 2.
from a
but-
business standpoint, in this very fucking, what's the words? Not communist. What's the opposite?
capitalism.
This very capitalist, this very not, this capitalist world, I can completely understand Overwatch 2.
Yeah, that's
As a fan of the entertainment for art and entertainment purposes, it makes no sense because it's just
no.
like you've been saying through this podcast, it's more of the same but done wrong this time.
This time, yeah, done wrong.
We've been
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
the other
Just,
stuff,
no
Resident
need,
Evil
no
3,
need.
and what else have we talked about?
It's
Resident Evil 3, Doom Eternal, Last of Us Part 2.
Give-
more of the same done right.
give the people what they want. Do they want Overwatch 2? No. Will they make money off it? Yes.
I don't know. There's got to be a video of them announcing Overwatch 2 at BlizzCon and the crowd going mental.
No.
But crowds will go mental.
will it
for
make
whatever
money?
you announce.
Yes. Do they need?
You could have a fucking, I don't know, Nolan North come out on stage in E3 and be like, for my next performance, I'm gonna shit on the stage,
Yeah.
and the crowd will go mental
They've
for
got,
it.
they've got, honestly, like
I mean,
Blizzard
that
could-
ties into what
Blizzard could release
that's Overwatch
anything.
2, mate. Overwatch 2 is
Troy
just
Baker.
a live shit. No, Nolan North just live shit on the stage
Nolan-
and the crowd going mental. That is Overwatch 2.
I'll pay for that too.
I'd probably pay for that more than I would Overwatch 2. I've not even paid for the first one, so.
But yeah, that's you know.
Nolan North, if you watch this, we'll pay to watch you shit.
Start an OnlyFans, £5 a month. Me and Sam, £10 right there. Quick man.
Get one of those just givings, or I will not talk about Kickstarter because I will go on a complete rant. That is
Let's not.
that can be saved for another
Another day.
rambling.
Trash though. I'll give you that.
I mean, that's the stuff we're looking forward to next year, and one thing that we're like, what? That why?
Just doesn't make sense. It's, you know,
I
who
mean,
cares?
we-
Also, who cares? Apart from Overwatch fans, who really fucking cares?
We're
But-
probably the only people who are talking about it online, so we might actually get some views. So I was like, Overwatch 2 is a thing. Google search, our rambling, try not to say
up top.
is the only one that'll be there and be like, oh, someone's talking about
Yeah,
it.
fuck it.
So they go through an hour of footage of
Yeah,
the games.
here we go.
Just hear us talking
Overwatch
about
2,
shit.
I'll buy you. Sam?
No.
Exactly. There you go. Does it matter? No.
No. Blizzard don't care about us or me.
Anyway,
But that's our rambling from for this.
only a little
month.
bit.
Yeah, we
only
do
a
do
little
month,
bit of
yeah, a
rambling.
little bit of rambling.
Not too
And a
much
lot of
rambling.
ranting at the end. But thank you all for watching and maybe someday listening.
Yeah, deal.
He has been Ree.
My name is Ree.
No, I'm Sam.
That is Sam.
And we'll catch you in. Well, it is 2020.
It
I
is
can't say we'll
2020.
catch you in 2020. We'll catch you in 2020. Let us know what games you're looking forward to below in the comments.
Yeah, do, because hopefully it's better than last year.
And,
so.
and also, don't forget to subscribe to IGN, because then you'll fucking... and ring their notification bell, because you will get notifications every 10 minutes from all shitty videos.
yeah,
guys.
fuck
They will
IGN.
spoil everything.
Spoil.
But if you don't want to do that, because why would you? Subscribe to us and ring our bell instead. But Gaz will say that at the end. Say
Yeah.
goodbye, Gaz. All right.
Nice one, guys. Say goodbye, Fluffy. Thank you, Fluffy.
We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
We are Rejected Gamers. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe below and ring that notification bell. Ta-ta!